this. Okay. So what are we thinking? Can't be quiet. Because if you analyzed, you will have an idea. So nobody should be quiet. Even if you thinking about price is gonna consolidate, you could say that. If you say price is gonna go bullish, that's what you're thinking. You say that. You could say potentially you're selling. You could also say that. You know, there's no right or wrong analysis. So what do we say? I feel like I'm talking to myself, man. What's going on? You guys still sleeping? You guys need like some morning exercise, you know? You gotta come here and do some morning exercises. I hope nobody's still in bed. I hope you went brush your teeth, wash your face, do what you gotta do, and then you're all good, bro. I know you're at work. You're good. These guys are working. Oh man, legends. These guys are working still, you know, on here. Nah, man, it's good. You guys are grinding. That's good, man. Men never sleep. That's fact. Money never sleeps, my guy. You're right. Absolutely. You're about to leave work. Oh man, you're a third shift warrior, aren't you? I see. I know who I know who's recommending to the army. Be like this guy right here, never sleeps. Third shift warrior. I was just kidding. All right, let's start. Let's start. Sleep is overrated. That's for real. I mean, you do have to sleep though, so your brain can function. I don't get much sleep, but I've been doing this like this for a while now. Where I don't sleep much. Okay. You guys see my screen? Yes, no, maybe. Okay. So let's see what is going on with EU, right? If your analysis, right? If you send in a pre-market analysis and you're doing this and you're saying, okay, I expect price to go bullish and boom, 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 that's great analysis, right? That's a good analysis, okay? Or that's what you believe in. Okay, cool. But the whole point of pre-market analysis is you're posting what? Not higher time frame. You're posting how you're framing your day. Okay, this is, I mean, you can still share this that you're framing, the week is gonna be here or, trying to predict the week or whatever, right? But every day is a different scenario. Every day you wake up to a different liquidity, So when you post your pre-market analysis, don't be on no 4 hours. Don't be on no daily. I mean, you can still post these, just a side note, you know. I see the daily Ray doing this. That's why I believe this. You can absolutely do that. But don't be on, you know, the 4 hour posting a picture and that's your pre-market analysis. Pre-market analysis is basically your analysis trying to frame for the next session. So my pre-market analysis for London is not going to be the same as my pre-market analysis for what? New York, because maybe I'm buying London, maybe I'm selling in New York, right? Different scenarios, different liquidity, right? So if I'm in the 4 hours and I say this here's my pre-market analysis and I'm expecting buys, okay, what if it sells in New York, right? So how you really do pre-market analysis, right? 1 hour and below. Why? Because that's intra-session trading, right? So if you are trading sessions, you want to analyze your pre-market from the 1 hour and below. Obviously, include the daily, include what? The 4 hours and what? Just your bias or overall analysis, right? But not your analysis, like you shouldn't be posting a picture of the daily saying this is your pre-market analysis. This is your the whole week analysis, maybe. It wouldn't be just a pre-market because, you're trading like a couple hours a day. So, with that being said, right, here's what I believe is gonna happen. Okay? So, we got main push, low, higher high. Okay? Then, what do we have here, right? Let's look what is going on daily. Okay? We just hit a major support level, which is this area. And price wicked it, gave a fake out, induced, right? Because it came below it. Body candle. Okay, cool. What does that mean? Okay, if you look at the psych level or, right, the number that says here, what's this number says? 10000, right? One 1.16000 as that number. What do you know about banks? Banks like to what? Get involved in what? Even numbers, right? So now if we go into 4 hours and look at this, here, let me delete that. What can we see? Okay, if I drag this, how many times did price pause in this area? Yeah? How many times?
Oh, so many times.
Can we see how many times price paused in this area? I mean, I could go all the way left, but you really don't have to. But see how many times this price paused in this area? Okay. So what does that mean? So what? A higher time frame resistance level. Okay, that this box right here, this box that I got. Okay, what did price do? Price acted like it's respecting it, went high, came back, boom, inducement, right? Right here, which is a what? A major inducement. You cannot come and say this is a medium inducement. This is not a medium inducement. You took out a what? A low that made a higher high on a what? On the 4 hours, right? So this will be a what? A major inducement. Okay, cool. So now we understand. Okay, so you have major support here, right? Major support level turned into resistance, right? If you drag this here, okay, let's try that. Okay, let's see how many times price stopped at this area. Okay, what can we see? Price here, bang, 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 stopped, right? Broke, right? Test, and what? Support turns what? When support breaks, what does it become? Becomes resistance. Okay, you can see this box. Tap, 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 tap. Price breaks, fails to go higher, breaks lower, right? Tap, tap, tap. That becomes resistance. Comes to this, okay? What is this box? This box also a support level. Bounce off support, goes to resistance, taps here, right? Then breaks lower. And now at a what? We got major support level, gives a reaction, acts like it's going up, and now what? And now it breaks down. People look at this as a breaker structure. I'm looking at this as an inducement into a mitigation, right? However you want to look at it. You have three levels, right? You have your major, okay? Your major key level, right? Which will be what? Like whole numbers, like 1.17000, right? Or 1.16000, okay? That would be your major key levels, right? Then you have your medium key levels. Where's your medium key levels? Basically, your medium is in between the seven, because I don't really have to mark all of this here, because we just here, right? And we just trying to understand where's the liquidity. So if you don't know how people trade, you're not gonna know where's the liquidity at, right? So between the seven and the six, what do you have? Halfway, right? What is halfway?
Yes.
1.65000. So just draw a box there. This is what? Your mid level, right? Mid level key area. What can we see? Price here, bounce couple times off this area, right? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, wick below the zone does not mean it breaks it. It has to be, look. Okay, here at some point it was resistance, right? Or it was a support. Boom, boom, boom. Breaks. Now it becomes what? Resistance. Okay? Breaks become a support. Breaks became a resistance. Resistance. Okay? Look, resistance. 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 Broke. Tried to become a support, but it failed. Give a fake out. It reacted off of what? Off this zone. Okay? So you understand this area right here is your what? Your medium. Okay? Medium key level, which is what? Half. Half of 1700 and 1600 is what? 1650. Okay? So now, what's the minor key levels? Minor key levels is going to be at your 250. So in between the 1600 and the 1650, 250 will be your minor key level, right? And on the top, where will be at 75, right? So it'll be 16, okay? 750. I can't get it perfect with this, but I could type it. I could put a line here. I could put a, or there we go. Perfect. Okay. This will be your minor key level. So you got minor key level, major level, major level, right? Of resistance. Or this is support, right? This is support turn resistance, right? So this is your resistance area now, where you can see price tap, tap, tap of this area, right? This is your medium. You really don't gotta worry about the minors like that. And I don't even mark them out. Okay? Why do you gotta notice? You gotta notice so you know where liquidity is. Because high time frame
Yeah.
traders that trade break and retest and resistance and support, that's what they use. So if you're trading the opposite way or you're trading some other way, gotta understand where's the liquidity, where price, can manipulate. Where can we see a manipulation? Okay, so we can what? Trade the opposite way. Okay, cool. So we just went over that. Okay, so now what can we see here? Okay, Price came to this resistance level. Tap, 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 or support level, sorry. Price came to the support level. Tap, 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 tap. Reacted off what? Off this support, turned resistance. So if you see this area was support. It broke down, became resistance. Okay? So once it become resistance and a respect, makes this move down, right? Breaking what? The support level. So the support level now got broken. So what happened? Price stopped here, okay, at the support, acted like it was gonna go up, okay, manipulated, okay, boom, inducement. So we understand what? There's a manipulation here, okay? Why? Because this is an inducement. Okay, if you're saying this is an inducement, right? What your inducement has to lead to? A BOS. Where would your BOS be? Your BOS would be it's high that led to this low. Price went up and broke what? Structure. Okay, now we can see on the 1 hour how price is coming up. Okay, and we understand we just had a what? A major inducement and what? Okay, we had liquidity building up, all types of stuff. Okay, we can see obviously I don't really gotta talk about this trend line that's coming down. You got trend line, resistance level, equal highs above, you name it. Equal highs here. Okay, support that turns resistance. You know, I mean, there's so many levels up there. Okay, just here you got a resistance level right up here, which this will be a minor resistance level that you could be marking on M15 and stuff like that, but just for now. Anyway, right now when I wake up, okay, and I'm seeing Aja and how it's reacting, and I see Aja push 60 pips. Okay. Aja pushed how many? 60 pips. How many Aja average? Yeah. EU, Euro USD. It tells you right here, right? Average Aja 20 pips a session. And now all of a sudden 60 pips. What is going on? Right? What is going on? And now let's go into 4 hours. And I see the 4 hours coming up like this, right? Me personally, I'm only looking for buys. I will not be participating in any kind of sells at all. When I see Aja
Mm.
pushing 60 pips a session, I'm only looking for buys. I am not looking for sells. It, the sells can make me $1 million right now, and I won't take it, right? Why? Because I've seen this so many times, okay? And and how I'm framing my day today is gonna be only buys, okay? So now I'm looking at the 1 hour. I can see this is the high that led to what? This low, lower high, lower low, right? Price broke both of them with what? Momentum. Cool. So we don't trade the 1 hour. So let me drop down time frame. Okay, let's look M15 or M30. Okay, I can see what price from here, high, low, lower high, lower low. Price reacted to what? I said this area is gonna be a smart money trap. What happens here? Okay, because this area led to a what? Major inducement. What can you see? And plus, there's other factors to this, but you can see here reaction, failure, break, test. Where's the high that's important to break? Yeah, if we're here, where's the high that's important to break? This high is important. If you said that, that's correct. But this is the area that you really want to break, right? So just watch how price moves. It took that high, okay? Okay, if it took it here, why didn't it just go back up, right? Because price what? Price breaks, test, Now it's pushing higher, making equal highs. Whether this takes it or not, this area I wouldn't be trading from. Me personally, I would want what? This will be my supply to demand. Why? Okay, this area was a supply. This area reacted, gave a fake out, manipulation, right? Manipulated people that it was selling, broke higher. And now I can see break and test. So that area, which lies down with the 50%, is an important for me. It's an important zone for me just to monitor, right? Okay. Now if we're going to M15, I can see, okay, we have a supply to demand here. This is the inducement of control, right? Cool. So like this is all I can see on M15, right? So there's no point in staying here on M15. Okay? What can I see to the high? I can see this what? Resistance level, right? On M15, right here, right? What can we see here? This area was a what? A support level. This area right here was a what? Support level. Price broke what? This became resistance. And now it's pushing down. So there's a bunch of liquidity right here. You got that resistance level up there. You got Asia high here. You got trend line coming down. You name it is up there, right? So me personally, I'm framing for buys, and the the reasons I just gave you, it's literally why I'm looking for buys. So when you do your pre-market analysis, you go on M15 or H1 or M30 and you post your pre-market analysis, you don't just post a picture and be like, okay, I'm looking for buys. You post a picture and you give your analysis. You see how I went through it and I showed you my analysis. This is what you should be doing when you're waking up. Okay, and you don't have to do it 2 days prior. You wake up before session, you go through your analysis, you consider the high time frame and the lower time frame, all of that, and you just what? Pre-marking what do you want to see or how you framing your day for the session. It doesn't have to be for the whole day, doesn't have to be for the whole week. You can add that, okay? For this session, potentially looking for buys, okay? Why? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I just said all the reasons why. Had a major inducement, we had a smart money trap, break a structure to the upside. We're having a break test inducement. I can see um, a manipulation of a support level, price induced low, breaking high momentum. I can see liquidity out to the top. All of those reasons why I'm framing for buys, right? And now you could just post a picture of the daily. Okay, we're mitigating this daily zone. Ray. So I'm expecting this week to be a bullish week, or I'm expecting a couple of days to be bullish, then a level breaks, or whatever you believe, right? But that's how you do pre-market analysis. So don't go on a 4 hour, post me a picture, because uh, just in the most humblest way, your analysis, like I really don't care if you do it or you don't. The only reason I do this is to try to show you how to frame for the day. So if you do it or you don't do it, it doesn't affect me. I just want you to learn how to analyze the correct way. A lot of people have good analysis on a high time frame, right? But they can't wake up and frame their day, you know? So if buys happen from here and you didn't analyze for buys or you didn't know how to frame your day, right? You just won't buy, right? Or you miss the move, or you wouldn't know what you're looking for. You're contemplating, okay, I'm selling, I'm buying. I don't know what I'm doing. Let me see what a session op. So I'm just showing you how to frame for the day, wake up, and okay, you take the high time frame, the lower time frame, the liquidity, inducements, and now we're here. Okay, I hope that helps. But that's how you know what I'm saying? You wake up, you mark your liquidity, you mark this, that, your medium inducement. For me personally, my medium inducement, I mean, I wouldn't even take this. I mean, you could consider this age high as a medium inducement, but me personally, if it sells, I just won't sell. Okay? At all. So if I end up selling, I just won't sell. So if it goes from here and it just goes down, I'm not gonna be interested. I'm only interested in buys. That's like clear to me. Clear. So if it goes from here and say you session open here and you want to sell, by all means you could sell. But me personally, I'm not gonna sell at all. There's no selling for me. Uh, Today is not a selling day for me at all. Well, at least the session. If the session consolidate, it consolidate. But it's out of our hands. So when I look here, right, what do we have to identify? We have to identify liquidity pools, session inducements. What's age is trying to tell us, right? We can see this is the inducement and control right here. Okay, where is the high that was important to clear? This is the high that was important to clear. What can we see? Break, test. This is a what? Liquidity pool right here. So this area can be what? Potentially a smart money trap. I wouldn't mark it as a smart money trap right now. I would just monitor it, but this could be a potentially a smart money trap because of this liquidity pool right underneath it. But I'm just paying attention to it. I'm not gonna mark it as a smart money trap. I just want to mark the liquidity because if price does come here and it ends up my session here and it ends up respecting it and not running it, I'm taking it. I'm not. That's why I'm noticing it. I'm trying to see what is going on with it, but I'm not gonna just not trade it. Okay, this area right here, for example, this is a smart money trap 100%, and I wouldn't trade it. Me personally, I'm not telling you don't trade it. Why? Let's see why, right? So after that high got cleared, where will be the next high to clear, right? The important high. This will be the important high to clear. What can I see? I can see a break. I can see a test. I can see what? Price going higher. What is your break test module, right? Okay. Boom, boom. Break, test, price push higher. Make what? Equal highs or
Mhm.
a little bit of a high. Come back slow. Okay. Where are you in from? The inducement. Inducement mitigation. You're buying. Okay. So what can I see here? I can see price. Okay. Boom. Here it doesn't break, right? React from the smart money trap. Momentum kicks in. So this is what? This will be a spark supply to demand slash what? Decisional zone. Okay? Breaks the high. After it breaks the high, comes back for a test, push back high, make equal highs, and now it's coming back what? Coming back slow. It's not doing this, right? It's coming back slow. So, depending where the session open, I might take it from here. Or if the session opens a little bit lower, I would wait for this to get induced. Okay?
Mhm.
That's what I'm looking at. Where can we see 50% of Asia? Your 50% of Asia is already marked right here. This dotted line right here is already marked in your indicator. If you have the indicator, you'll see it. There's a dotted line right here on the 50% of Asia. That shows you up 50%. So depends where the session opens. That's where I'm gonna make my decision. But I'm buying. I'm definitely not selling. I'm definitely not selling at all. Okay? But if you were marking this as a zone, I mean mark it, leave it, it's up to you. But I'm just showing you. This is a definitely a smart money trap. Price just mitigate and goes from here. I am not interested in the trade. I'm interested below this level. This level right here. This level I'm willing to risk. This level I want to monitor because the best zone if it comes here. But we understand when price push 50 or 60 pips, ain't gonna drop down another 40 pips just to go give you a 40 pip move. It's unrealistic. Okay? So I want to monitor this in case it comes there, which I doubt today, but I want to understand, okay? This is a liquidity pool right here, okay? But if price opens here and I see inducements in control, I see all of that, and I'm buying it from here. If that doesn't open and if it opens here and I don't see inducements in control, I'll let that manipulate, take this out. Then if I start seeing inducements in control, I'll buy it off here. I'm not gonna sell at all. You hear me repeat this. There's no selling for me. If you wake up, you're looking to sell, sell at your own risk, obviously. But, you know, so now if we go on M1, let's investigate this. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Okay, let's see here. From here, what can we see? Okay, this is the inducement, right? Where's the next high to clear? We understood is this high. Why does price take the high and come back down just shallow before going higher? There's liquidity here. Okay. I don't think price is gonna come take it today, but it's a good thing to know. Okay. This is the smart money trap. This is the high that led to what? The major inducement. What does price do to it? Okay. Let's see. Price comes there. This will be what? Your extreme, right? Because this is the high, right? This is the high that led to this low, right? And what can we see here? This is a break test inducement right here, right? Most people will be looking to what? Sell from here. So yeah, this inducement of this break test, which led to this fast move, 90% of the population would be putting limits here. Okay, what can we see? Fake out, break high. So this area right here, very important area to monitor and potentially trade from. Okay, but I'm not telling you go buy. If you're bearish, you gotta, trust your analysis. Don't listen to me. I'm just showing you what I'm looking at. So if you have different bias, that's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? So if I'm looking for inducements and control and this and that, right? And I'm coming to M1, there's not much here to look for inducements. Okay? Besides this inducement down here, where's your next inducement? Okay? There's nothing much here going on. Equal lows. Okay? What's going on here? Okay? You could see besides whatever this was, right? You could say that's an inducement, but that's like this is not even a level, right? You would want like an inducement of this or something like that. So you could say this is an inducement, but it's not really something that is, crazy. Like at least you should be seeing on a M5, right? M5, nothing really. Go M3, you know. Besides waking these candles out, there's nothing much going on here, right? So you could say this is an inducement, just something to monitor. But really, inducements and control, where is this one? This is the one that this is the inducement and control right now. So you cannot say sellers in control, buyers are in control, right? If price does come here, I'm not gonna be putting limits. This area is not a limit for me. I want price to come mitigate, start seeing how price is behaving here. Am I seeing okay? Inducements, momentum kick in, you know. I'm looking for confirmation here. It ain't gonna be two legs on M1. Okay, whatever you execute on, that's what you execute, but I'm not gonna be executing on no two legs. I want to see how price is open, how price is delivered, where is delivered. It could be here, it could be below here, it could be here. Whatever price is delivered, that's what I'm gonna react on and try to read. Best area for me to trade is below here. But if that doesn't happen, you have to adapt or just don't trade it. Up to you. But yeah, this is my analysis for EU. What are we saying, guys? Anybody has something different? You guys still sleeping, aren't you, huh? Can't sleep, man. You gotta wake up. See, if I'm gonna stand here and talk to myself, I would just go through this like in 5 minutes, real quick, and just close the Zoom call. I wouldn't waste 45 minutes.
It sounds good to me, bro. I'm at work, but it sounds
No, you
good,
good,
your
man.
analysis.
The
I'm
the
also
people
bullish.
the people at work, man, they're excused. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 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 yeah. But how would you enter off that supply to demand? Would you wait for another inducement and then a break high, and then when it comes down to that zone, you'll enter?
I enter when how session opens, right? I gotta wait for the session open. Then I gotta see inducements and control. Then is it still buyers in control or not? If buyers starts showing control, that's when I enter.
Okay.
My guy, if price comes to your STD, would you enter straight? Absolutely not, bro. I mean, if you want, you can, but when the session open with a lot of volatility, right? So it might what? It might wick you out, then go. So I don't want to get caught on that. I'll wait for the session to open, then start seeing control, then I'll enter. But I'm seeing control in like M1 in 30 seconds. I'm not like on M5 trying to see control. So in the session open, I already know I'm buying. So if I hit SL, I'm fine because I'm only buying, I'm not selling. So if I see control on M1 and I drop to the 30 second and I see control, then I'll frame from there. Okay, cool. That's EU. Okay. That's how EU on a medium inducement and not Asia Med. You're not taking it? Okay, let's see. Where will be your medium inducement? That's important to mark your medium inducements, all of those, right? Where will be your medium inducement? Anybody know? Right? Where will be your medium inducement? Okay? This will be your medium inducement right here. That high. That will be your medium inducement right here. Okay? What can I see above Asia? There's Asia high. What is Asia high have? Equal highs.
Otherwise,
That is not a trade for me. Okay? What can I see here? I can see this zone potentially, but me personally, I'm not selling at all today. Okay? Like
yeah, it's
I
big.
I don't wake up and see this. Okay? So let's see here. This right here. By the time price comes here, by the time price pulls back, comes here, has three taps, fake out, you'll see it. You'll see what happens. If it doesn't take the high first. If it ends up just taking the high first, then maybe you could try to, save medium inducement and sell it. Me personally, I'm not considering any medium inducement out of here for me to try to sell it, right? If you say this is the low that was important to clear, it got cleared here, right? And if we say high to low, so this will be your high, this will be overall low, where price is at, right? If you were bearish, okay? Boom, from here to here, okay? You did reach 50%, but look how price is coming. Price is very bullish. What can I see here? Equal highs. What can I see to the high trend line? If you want to sell off a medium inducement here, be my guest. I am absolutely not considering a medium inducement sell from here, you know, because
Yeah,
I have Asia high equal highs resistance level right on the medium inducement. Okay, that's all point of liquidity, right? Absolutely. But how price is coming down now? Where is it going? It's going to a demand before it's going where? Okay, let's see here. Okay, price came here, push back up, made equal highs. So now if it induce into a mitigation,
Mhm.
I am 100% buying, okay? If price from here decides to go, this your medium inducement, because now we turn bullish, right? Your medium
Mhm.
inducement is gonna be, okay, it potential, maybe it could make a lower low. It just I don't see Asia runs 60 pips and price going making a lower low. Okay, so potentially, if you catch this medium inducement, maybe you could play a 1 to 3 or 1 to 5. Then price comes into these areas and it'll give you a buy. I don't believe that price pushes 60 pips with intent and shows traps, then push another 30 pips just to go another 40 pips up. That's a bit unrealistic to me. Maybe it could happen. Obviously, I don't make the markets. I'm just reacting to them. I'm just reacting to what it shows me. So if it shows me a medium inducement, it's not my trade. Okay, I'll just leave it
Yeah.
alone. Me personally, I'm not telling you not to go trade it. You see a medium inducement, you wanna play around, by all means, play around. Okay. If we're saying, okay, if we say this is the low that led to the high, this is a higher low that led to the higher high. You had to change a character, right? Boom, break a structure, and you could say, boom, this is your last leg. Okay, what's going on in your last leg? Let's see here. Okay, besides this trend line. Okay, let's ignore the trend line. Okay, at least you want what? You want, okay, this area will be what? Your decisional right here, right? This area will be your extreme. I could see this decisional not holding. At least you want to take it to the extreme. Okay, if it comes here to the extreme, what can I see? Resistance level, equal highs, support and resistance. Where's that? Liquidity. Okay? We're kind of far, but I'm just saying this is stuff to notice and, you know, be aware of. But me personally, if you want to sell, by all means, you see a medium inducement, you find your confirmation, take it. It's just me personally, I won't sell today.
Yeah, too much momentum.
I am framing for buys. If you are framing for sells, don't let my analysis influence you. Unless you are framing for buys, just use my analysis as a guide or, to
Yes.
potentially what's going on. But if you are framing for something else, just use my analysis as a another point of view, right? If you're framing for sells, you know, don't
Yeah.
make it stop you for framing yourself for whatever you're framing for. That's why, what do we say? Everybody analyze for themselves. So if you're framing for sells, you know, and you see your sell setup come up and you don't execute because I'm saying now I'm buying and I'm not selling, you're just hurting yourself. You're not hurting nobody. That's why I make you post analysis for me to do this. Because I promise you, your sell analysis is not influencing me or changing my mind for me to sell. I will only sell if I see my setup, right? Not because somebody else influence. Okay, so
Yeah. Oh, it's just your analysis, yeah.
is it an SMT? Correct. Is a high high. Absolutely. So if we do open below, yes. to target the SMT. Correct. If we do take the medium inducement and you try to freestyle buys after that, it might be a little bit shaky. You might have to be patient a little bit. If you see a medium inducement and you still want to buy, you have to. Um, does a medium inducement invalidate my buys? No, it doesn't invalidate my buys, but it invalidates my buys from a perspective of me trying to catch it right away, right? A medium inducement happened and I'm just trying to catch buys right away. That'll be invalidation because even a fake out medium inducement, it give you some sort of reaction. So that would tell me, right, if a medium inducement happened and I start seeing price, trying to start dropping, I'm not gonna buy right away. I'll let price give out that reaction because, medium inducement doesn't always give you a 1 to 10. Sometimes it give you a 1 to 3 and it goes the opposite way, you know? Okay, let's see. Which one would you take? Would you take a medium inducement over a major inducement, or would you take a major inducement over a medium inducement? Play your odds. If your answer is a medium inducement, then that's what you trade. If your answer is a major inducement that causes BOS to the upside and you have traps along the way, then you trade that. So that's why if I see this medium inducement, I'm not selling it down. Even if it goes make a lower low, I wouldn't care. You get what I'm saying? Just because of the major inducement mitigation, fast move, BOS, break test, SMT traps along the way. So me personally, I wouldn't take a medium inducement, but don't let that stop you from taking a medium inducement, right? If you see a setup, execute. If you don't see your setup, don't freestyle. Okay, let's go GU. Okay, so you see this? All this analysis right here and all of these markings, this is not the page I trade, okay? I trade on right here. This is the page I trade. That is just for analysis purposes only, okay? This here, this is what I do, okay? Remove all drawings. I go on M15. I do it real clean and keep my charts clean here, okay? If I need to go look at something, remind myself of something, I'll just go to the other one. But I'll just keep my charts clean here. Boom. Smart money trap. Okay. Make it real simple. Break test. Okay. Equal highs. I just mark the stuff that is important for right now. That zone up there is not important right now. I see higher previous week. That's a level of liquidity. Okay. I can see trend line. Okay. So that, not really. Let's see here. Is that a trend line? Okay. You cal you could say that's a trend line. Okay. What can I see? Equal highs, resistance level above. Okay. That'll be my markings here. Okay. That's how I'm gonna mark myself. Mark my major inducement. You don't have to mark this exactly, but you can see low previous week got wicked out, right? I can see break test. Okay, here supply to demand. Okay, I have two taps, one for your high time frame and or your messy stuff, and one just to keep, clean. So when you're trading, you're not really going over like, unless that works for you. If it works for you, don't listen to what I'm saying. But if it doesn't work for you, have a chart where you just real clean, or just clean your chart as you go, whatever works for you. Always you gotta find what's best for you, not what somebody else is doing. Okay, that's a level of liquidity. And you can mark your medium inducement, right, which will be right here, something to monitor. And this will be your chart. This is how your chart will look like. Very clean. You understand? Resistance level right there. Okay, cool. This is also equal highs resistance level here, equal highs up there. Um, okay. Medium inducement. Um, and now you just look whatever you want to trade. It's up to you to trade. Okay, you could say the signal level up here, right? Go find an order block or something with imbalance. Okay, something with a imbalance. Okay, let's put that as a decisional supply. You could say potentially you're looking to trade from there. Okay, that will be your markings. And it should be very clean, something clean. Shouldn't be like too crazy. Okay, you could be like, okay, equal highs, mitigation, medium inducement. I'm selling from here, whatever, however you want to frame it. GU, let's see GU, high time frame. Where we at in GU? Okay, GU is reacting off this area, all right? Not the best area to buy from, okay? But it is a zone nonetheless. So let's kill that. Major wick to the downside, okay? Nice wick to the downside. Okay, cool. No, let's compare EU and GU. This low right here. Let's see here. This low is equivalent to that low. Price respecting, mitigating this zone. Price what? This low is that low. Price is inducing. Okay. Where's here? This low right here. Right here. Price is what? Respecting. Okay. Which is equivalent to what? This low. Price is inducing. So you can see high time frame divergence here. Okay. Let's see. Okay. It's a nice wick. That took what? This area out. Okay, what is going on with this area? What did we have here? We had this high, failed to make a low, makes this high a high. Yeah, break, test, price push high, inducement, right? Price comes here, gives a fake out, then goes makes the high high, right? And now this level just got induced right here. Okay, that's cool. Now go 1 hour. I'll tell you one thing. It's not gonna buy on one pair and sell on another, right? So if I'm buying EU, I'm gonna look for a buy setup here as well. It's not gonna sell EU and buy EU. That's not gonna happen. That's lovely liquidity right there. You have a demand turns to a supply. If you are bearish, you could consider this area. Okay. Then you could say this is area is your decisional, right? Because this is the area that led to that break of structure. You could say this area is your decisional. This is a what? This is the last pullback before the break that is valid as a decisional. This is the area that react before the break. This will be supply to demand, or you could say just extreme, or this is demand to supply, or you could just say extreme supply, decisional supply. If you're looking to sell, I wouldn't be selling one and buying the other. Ain't gonna happen. So if I'm looking for buys, I'm looking for buys on both of them. So where would I buy it from here? Okay, nice inducement, no breaker structure to the upside. We only have a change of character, or you could say this is the last high that made this low. Price broke, test, now induced, high, failed to make a low, smart money trap, and price from here. Potentially, if somewhere here we open in price, could go higher. So it doesn't really have to go lower. So that's a play. All right, now let's go in five. See, control something, right? Okay, we understand this area, right? Will be your extreme. This is the high that led to this overall low that broke structure. This was the important high to clear. Price cleared that high right here. Boom. Cleared that high. What did it do? Break. Boom. Test. Push high, right? Price came back. Induced. Okay. Boom. Inducement. But the reaction of that inducement is not the greatest. It's leaving liquidity. Okay. And now you could say, what? This is the high that fails to make a low because this is an inducement. You could classify that as a smart money trap. Me personally, I'm not taking that medium inducement neither. I'm only looking for buys. If it sells, I don't really care about it. But if it sells, I understand there's a target right here. All of that liquidity. That might just come take it and react off somewhere here, below here. So if that's a play, that could be. It could just be high previous day inducement, medium inducement, price, give you a sell to here before buying. Or price could just mitigate this, make a new lower low. But I'm not interested in that sells. So I'm looking only for buys. But if I look for buys, it's gonna be if that happens, I want to see this area get taken that liquidity, then I'll look to buy. But if you want to sell it, you can sell it. Which platform? I have MetaTrader. I have um DX. What else? Let's see. I have TradeLocker, ThinkTrader, CTrader, DX Trader, and MetaTrader 5. I have different what's it called? Accounts, and it's all linked to a copy trader. Okay, man. That's all I got. You guys enjoy your session, and I'm out of here. That's all I got for this session, pre-market analysis. So trade safe.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. It's
Thank you,
Monday.
Yasin.
No problem, my guy.
Yeah, bro. Much appreciated.
It's Monday. Don't blow your account. Take just,
Inshallah.
don't hit SL and buy and or sell again. Or if you're trying to sell and
No
you have
free
to
spin.
sell, take it easy. It's Monday. If you don't catch a
Yeah,
trade,
bro.
it's okay. Don't trade aggressive on Monday. So if you don't see your confirmation or something, don't just go get freaky unless you want. I mean, if you're up on a week last week and now you want to get freaky, do what you gotta do. I'm not knocking it, but I think if you hit SL today, maybe you should walk away, come back next session or something, you know, or
Yeah,
just
bro.
trade safe. All
Yeah,
right.
that was good. That was
Appreciate
good,
it, bro.
Yasin.
Yeah, no problem, man. I'm out of here.
Did you find the recording?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's uploaded now.
You've uploaded it, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. I'm always busy, man. I don't set. I came back and I had to load it. I had to download it, load it, into the computer, and now it's uploaded.
Okay. It was a good Zoom call, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, I watched it. I watched not all of it, but I was just watching it as you what's it called? Right before the session.
Marcel, stop making noise. Can you hear Marcel? Always making noise.
All right, guys. Have a great day, man. I'll catch ya.
You too, bro. Ciao.
You, my bro.
I might do a live trading today. Depends. So I gotta go do a couple stuff in a little bit. If I come early, I'll post a link, and only the people that post a pre-market analysis gonna get a link. This is to invite everybody to post what? Pre-market analysis. And I really don't care for anybody's pre-market analysis, right? Because at the end of the day, trading is what? Solo journey. I might be
Mine is
buying
already
Shane.
posted.
Yeah, man, if you're good, if you're posted, you're good. So I might be buying, Shane might be selling, you know. I will take Shane analysis into consideration, but that won't change my analysis, right? If I'm buying and I find my setup, I will execute. If I'm buying and I don't find a setup, I won't execute, right? I'll just take Shane idea into, consideration, or just take my idea. If you're selling, sell. Not because I'm buying, now you won't sell, right? Because who am I to the market? I'm nobody. I could be wrong. You could be wrong, right? Anybody could be wrong. So whatever you analyze is whatever you execute on. I'll check it out, a little bit. But all right, I'll see you, man.